not a damn thing that they say. From words to actions, never knowing what they're about. I guess I'll have to chew them up and spit them out. And I said, I walk for miles inside this pit of danger. I swallow down 1,000 years of anger. The weight of the world is falling on my shoulders. A place where no one follows me. I walk alone. Yeah. I walk alone. Oh yeah. I walk for miles inside this pit of danger. I swallow down 1,000 years of anger. The weight of the world is falling on my shoulders. A place where no one follows me. I walk alone. I walk alone. Yeah. People think they know me. Say I'm wrong a little tight. Tell me I go looking for trouble. That I'm always ready for a fight. But I'm just an easygoing guy.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to GDS Conversations. I'm MTGSolid. To my left, we got Ginger Grant. Captain Dark. Gal 416, and our special guest tonight, if I can pull him up here because I don't know why it's not working, is Bud Cave TV.
There's my face. Okay.
Jeez.
I thought I was being, redacted, so I guess I'm here. So
Get him out of here.
I was wondering what the hell was going on.
I was thinking it was a smart idea. I was like, you probably shouldn't actually have me do or say anything on here, because you want to, keep your channel and stuff. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know before we get started what an honor it is to be here on this podcast and how glad I am to be here to help you all fulfill that.
Pleasure having you on, bud.
Yeah. And don't forget, I've been on his channel quite often and almost got him banned. More times than I can count. I don't think you can do much worse than I have.
Thank you.
So, okay, first question. You've been streaming for
Yes.
You've been streaming for 5 years now.
Yes, that's right.
You've enjoyed your time on Twitch.
Mostly.
What is your thoughts on your very first mod that you ever had?
I don't remember who the first mod I ever had was. I think he's an all right guy. I think he's a bit of a troll. I think I think he's doing a wonderful job with his first ever podcast. Yeah, I think that sums it up.
Wasn't your first ever mod like? Fuck, I don't remember.
I thought it was you. I
No.
thought you were setting me up. I was throwing you compliments.
I was not modded until about 2 weeks before dark. So
Yeah, I got modded like slightly after him, after you did the charity event.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who was my first ever mod then? It probably would have been either Null Sprite or Tucow. Two great guys. They came in and supported me very early on. Like from my very first day, they were in there and they were, very, very supportive. They were always, letting me know how much they appreciated the stream, and they thought I was doing a good job, and so I think the world of them. They were very awesome mods. I don't see them around anymore, but everybody's got their own lives, so nothing wrong with that. But yeah. I love all my mods, mostly.
Except for that family games, because he never shows up anymore, that bastard. Where the hell are you, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, I think that might have something to do with he's banned, but I'm not really sure. Yeah.
We just banning everybody, huh?
Yeah.
Man,
Although I'm banning the whole site. That's it. I'm just gonna because I just want to take all my toys and play with them all by myself. So
hot take.
that's the latest streaming advice I have for you guys at home is just ban everybody, all of them. Just have your own stream and be like, fuck you, then nobody can tell you how to do things.
Absolutely.
Bullshit.
Sage advice from a wise old man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you cancel yourself, you can't be canceled.
You see?
You know what? That's a solid point.
Yeah. So all right.
You can't
that's my
take me out.
advice.
I canceled myself.
You can't fire me, I quit.
That is the definition of that.
Yes.
You're welcome, Internet.
I'm amazed you haven't been canceled yet, though. Honestly, I mean,
I've been trying too. That's the thing that sucks. It's just I don't know. Maybe people don't like me enough or hate me enough. I don't know. Maybe I should try harder.
from the
You know what?
he did the bitch coil
I
twat.
like pineapple on pizza is the best.
Oh God. Can we get F's in chat? But from the bitch coil twat segment, or not even segment, the whole damn.
Now that's out of context. I just want to point that out.
But you said
Anybody
everything
listening,
is out of context.
especially on Twitter, it is out of context. You're out of context. Listen,
I am
was
out of context. If I was to type in this chat right now, I'm out of context.
you're all out of context, okay? But I just want to say that I didn't mean it. I was saying coil. I got to think about coil Twitch bot, and it came out wrong. It came out. What did it come out? Coil bitch twat. Which I think is a very marketable name. I'm just saying.
Sex sells.
Sex sells. That's right.
I mean, why not, right? It's definitely.
Are you telling me you wouldn't watch a coil bitch twat hot tub stream? I would.
She went to.
I would subscribe to that.
She went over to Kick, by the way.
Didn't a lot of people?
I don't see any problem with that.
A lot of people
they're-
moved over to Kick.
and they're getting their kicks right now.
Their
As a result.
kicks. That's right.
What was your overall, like, I know you just started streaming, it was around Christmas Eve. What was your vision of your channel at the time?
like early on?
Yeah, very early on. We're going back 5-6 years.
What got you into it, bud?
Yeah,
young bud.
Yeah, that was interesting because I wasn't really setting out to be a streamer. I just was streaming because I wanted to. I didn't know I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I wanted to do videos actually, which I really haven't done much of because I got into streaming. But I started streaming as a way to it was kind of a sink or swim type strategy. I was nervous about being on camera and talking to people and what people's reactions would be. And, I can be a bit neurotic. So I just kept overthinking and I was like, I got to do something. So I was like, well, you know what? I saw some people doing Let's Plays on YouTube. I was like, that looks like fun. I could just play video games. And then if I don't have anything to talk about, at least I could talk about the game, so that would be a way for me to just get over the doubt of, having something to say. And it just turns out it was a whole lot of fun. So I just kept doing it, and then I got into it, and then I started doing charity work with it, and then people started coming back to the channel, and I started getting regulars, and I just found out it was just something that I really enjoyed, so I stuck with it. I mean, I've had ups and downs along the way. I've had hiatuses, which you guys will probably bring up along the way, but I keep coming back to it because it's just so much fun. I love the people of the retro community. I love revisiting these retro games, and now that I do retro achievements, I have a built-in set of goals for each game that I play, other than just beat the game or just I just want to enjoy the narrative of this wonderful RPG, which is good, but it gives you kind of replay value and extra content and extra things to talk about and an extra layer to the community, because the retro achievements community is just another facet of the retro community that really embraced the channel a lot and what we do a lot. So I'm very grateful to the communities for that. But I guess I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent, but early on it was just a way to get over camera shyness, because I didn't know what else to do, and also so I could show off the gnats that fly around my room.
Yeah, you were very shy when you first began. Like, yeah. You would barely even look at the camera. I remember.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I was definitely a streamer early on. I definitely had to. I put in the time. I definitely had to learn the ropes, and I definitely had to overcome, the shyness and come out of my shell. And that was part of the purpose of it to begin with. But back to the other point of the community, that's a big reason why I was able to come out of my shell, was because the community was just so wonderful and welcoming and encouraging, and that really allowed me to just be myself and tell my jokes and and have a fun time with it.
Well, I mean, especially I think even from my background, I mean, as I was growing up, I really only had some friends that would share in the video games that I did as I was going through the grades and stuff like that. So socially, I always was someone that always was outside of necessarily having that kind of comfort zone with necessarily connecting with people. So seeing that kind of aspect with streamers like yourself, Bud, and also with there, it's like kind of like as a community, I think we all kind of connect in that sort of way, because we all know what it's like to kind of be trying to connect with others that kind of share our feelings and share the kinds of things that we like, but at the same time struggling with necessarily feeling comfortable in that kind of social sphere in that way. And I think that's where the community really shines in a big way of kind of bridging those gaps, if you will.
I can agree with that. Yeah, that really explains it, quite nicely. I think that if you are the type of person that is more awkward in social situations, I'm typically not that guy. I'm kind of more like it takes a lot of energy, but I can interact in social situations. But that aspect is definitely, I can see that a lot in the way the community is with everybody, and that's very valuable. And I do appreciate that and love that about the retro community and retro achievements as well.
Speaking of retro achievements, what actually made you want to do RA? Is it just kind of going off like when the thing, like achievements kind of started from, let's see, what PS3, Xbox 360 days was when we started getting achievements per se?
Yeah. I would say I remember the first time although I'm pretty sure they predate this, but the first time I just vividly remember seeing achievements be part of a game was I was playing the first Uncharted game on PlayStation 3, which I love the Uncharted series, by the way. And you'd get trophies for collecting the the artifacts within the game, the antiques and what have you. And so I always thought that was really cool. I never really got that big on chasing them, though, in the modern games. I thought it was cool, but it was never something I really pursued. But when I started streaming games, I went to retro games, one, because I like the games, and when I was the Let's Plays I was watching happened to be retro games. So I was just getting, a lot of it was nostalgia, so I was getting back into it. But a lot of it is they're just really good games, and so that's what attracted me to streaming those games. Plus, I also, and I'm going to get to your question about the retro achievements. I'm kind of getting to that. The thing I loved about doing retro is when I was getting into streaming, I was researching how to stream. So I was watching a lot of the streamer influencers that were saying things like, you got to stream in one directory, because if you try to be a variety streamer, then you're going to run into problems where people have to be loyal and follow you. And you can do that, but it's slower, but it's really more effective to grow in a single directory. I think the guy that I was watching at the time was big into Destiny 2. That's the game he was building his community. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do other things. I don't want to be stuck in one game. And then I started looking at the retro category, because by default I was already looking at it. I was like, well, there's all kinds of different genres and types of games and things you can play and still remain in one directory and build a community around a single directory while still having that variety. It was kind of like having your cake and eating it too. Now, granted, you're not going to become the top echelons on Twitch in the retro community, but you can still build a very nice, loyal, awesome community, which, we've all proved. And that's kind of what got me into the retro achievements, because it started with retro gaming, and then I started seeing other people doing retro achievements. And I thought, oh, that's cool. They got achievements for old games. Let me check that out. So at first I just kind of had them on. I was still just playing the games, and then I was popping, achievements. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I got an achievement for, this beating the stage or some progression achievement or whatever it was. And then you'd get some of the harder ones. But really, it was another streamer that actually encouraged me to start doing retro achievements seriously. And that streamer was Pulse XP. Mr. Krabs himself. He was very. You want to make fun of? That guy. He's like, hey, bud. He's like, why don't you do retro achievements? I was like, well, I don't know. I was like, this seems pretty hard. I don't know if I can actually. You can do it, bud. Just do it. Just get on it. Just do it. Just get it done. That was pretty much his pep talk. I'm not almost verbatim. That's what he said.
I believe it.
In that voice too. And he was yelling a little bit when he said it. And but no, seriously, he's like, no, bud, you could do this. You just do it. Just get it done. Just try it out. I was like, all right. I had already been tinkering with it anyway. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then I can't remember if it was him or somebody else I had saw recently doing Mario 64. I was like, okay, let me do Mario 64 just because I was in the mood to play it. And so I did. This was pre-revision, by the way. And this was before all the 1-ups and all the coins. I was like, all right, well, let me do this.
Before the bullshit, yeah.
Before all that shit, yeah. So it was the first game I ever badged, and it felt good to badge it. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, and I did it. I just kept at it, and I was stubborn enough to get it done. And I watched videos for help and things like that. But, at the end of the day, I got all the achievements. I got the badge, and, I got that little bit of a dopamine, hit with that. And, the rest is history. I just kept at it because it's fun. I may not be badging games as fast as some of you guys, but, every one I get, I fight for and I earn, and I have a great time doing it. And, people enjoy, experiencing that with me. And it's very rewarding. Not only to get the achievements, but to share that with people.
Good. You were just saying, I hate to cut you off real quick, Dark, but you were just saying you were having fun doing all this, when I know that's a lie. Adventure Island.
Oh, shit.
Oh, here we go. We're going down that road.
We're going down the rabbit hole.
All right, let's go.
You say you have fun doing RA.
I'm on the hot seat now, huh?
You say you had fun collecting achievements, but the Adventure Island says something different.
Okay, so when I said, go ahead, I'll finish your question. I'm sorry.
The question is, why did you reset it when you had one left? Like, for the love of God, one left.
Why did I go scorched earth on Adventure Island? Well, let me tell you something about Adventure Island. It sucks. It's the worst game that has ever been made, and I will take that. I will die on that frickin' hill, and it's all because of 8-2.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, 8. Them stupid freaking Can I cuss?
Yeah, go right.
Them stupid fucking marlins and them stupid fucking octopuses and them stupid pixel perfect jumps and Crisco feet can all go fuck itself. Okay.
Crisco feet.
Because I think I accidentally reset on 8-2 and I had a save state and I was like, fuck it, I'm done with this game. And I beat it with the save state. And then I went and I erased every achievement that I had got for it because I was like, I'm not doing this. Fuck this game.
but the points.
Take in his fucking hat.
But points though, you could have kept the points.
It's the principle of the thing. I had to
Okay.
tell the game. I had to tell the game to go fuck itself, gal. And the only way I could think of to tell the game to go fuck itself was to erase all the achievements.
To send it to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, that's right. We just sent it into the void.
You know what?
Okay, all right.
I want to find it and see if I can get you this. The Higgins hat.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You'd be banned. You know what Paul gave me. Speaking of, you were talking about that family
Mhm.
news. Check this shit out.
Oh, whoa, really? Let me see.
He likes to send gag gifts. All right. I don't know if you can see this. Was that focus? I might have to put it next to my
there
head.
it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit!
I actually, and because despite how much hatred I have for this game, I don't have the heart to actually destroy an NES game. I must hold on to it. So, and he knows this, and that's why he sent this shit to me. So I had to have it on my stupid
What-
shelf.
Weren't you supposed to take the crocodile cutter to that?
I have to say, I share Bud's feeling about
I
it. because
can't. I
anytime-
just can't. It's still an NES game for as much
Yeah.
as it sucks. It's still a legit NES game. I can't do it.
I'd feel the same way seeing
Yeah.
an NES cartridge. I just would be like, I
Yeah.
just can't bring myself to destroy it.
If it was a repro cart,
Yeah.
maybe. But you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
So what games are you currently working on as far as RA goes? I know you said Mega Man. I don't know what.
Yeah,
4?
Mega Man 4. Yeah, Mega Man 4 is what I'm working on right now on Twitch. I was working on Tales of Fantasia over on Kick. However, I think what I'm going to do, because I know that game's going to require a huge time commitment, I'm going to go ahead and put it on hold until I finish Mega Man 4, and then we're going to go ahead and just move right back in and pick up where I left off with Tales of Fantasia on Twitch. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing on Kick, but I'll still be doing stuff on Kick. Probably things I could beat in a shorter amount of time. I just didn't want to do something with that huge of a time commitment over on Kick. But after that, I don't know. I still got the wheel games to go with. We do have over on my Twitch channel a community challenge going on right now. I think last time I checked, I think we were around 40%, something, maybe more than 40% towards the 250,000 Budcoin goal to make me badge. Make me badge Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 3, and Resident Evil 4.
So why
Good games.
Back to back.
why did you leave Code Veronica off?
Originally, and Code Veronica will probably be on another one. I took it
Okay.
off because I felt like, because initially I had that game on there and the point goal was 500,000. It didn't seem like we were going to make that goal, so I went ahead and just refunded everybody's points, and I started over, and I dropped the point goal by half and only removed one game. But that's not to say that Code Veronica won't be on a future either community challenge or poll or it's something like that, because I do
Personally,
love RE games.
I like that one better than RE3 myself. So.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
Like I said,
Veronica,
well,
I agreed with that.
yeah, I feel like, I've got RE2 already on PS1, so I wanted to get, just round out the PS1 games. So I figured I need to get,
Understandable.
yeah, I need to get 1 and 3 done, and 4 I already did the playthrough recently on Kick, and I had such a great time with that
Yes.
I love RE4. Yes, that was fun, and so I want to go ahead and get the badge for that, but we'll be doing all the work for the badge over on Twitch, because Twitch is still and probably always will be my main focus.
Your main love.
Now you said
main
you were
love.
playing. You said you were playing Tales of Fantasia over on Twitch, right? Or Kick. Sorry, Kick. You were playing it over on Kick, which I got to see some of those streams. So tell me, what do you think about the achievements? Tell me how you feel about those achievements.
Okay, so there's a lot of them. First off, there's
Yes.
331 achievements on this set, and I've been just kind of following a guide on GameFAQs and just getting them as I go. Most of them so far seem to be progression achievements. Maybe a little bit more than progression achievements. Let me say that it's basically 100% in the game so far. I haven't really dove that deep into the set though to see what some of the bigger point ones are though. But I do know that so far, like the boss fights, I've been having to do on hard mode. You got to get all the and cooking's going to be a thing. I got to get all the cooking recipes and do all the cooking.
Yes.
And, so all the crafting's going to need to be done. All the collecting, all the epic drops, and all the things you expect from an RPG have to be done. But as far as I've kind of gotten into the game. So yes, Captain Dark, you can gloat now. I like the game. I've been having fun with it. I've been enjoying it actually quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to getting to it. I'm probably going to be changing my mind some point when I get around 8,000 hours into it. But as of now, I'm still enjoying it.
Actually,
Hey, you might want to ask Solid, or if you got to see Pulse streams and Solid play. I'm not going to ruin those cheapos, but boy,
I have a
are you
feeling
in
some of
for
them are
a
going to be some.
damn right, and I am going to give you the most unnecessary hounding when you're doing those.
Yeah, especially getting all those items before you leave the room.
Yeah, the guide has been helpful with that. I do know that there is a thing where with the chests, some of them that come from puzzles, or some of them, if you leave the room, you don't pick them up, they're gone.
Yep.
Yeah, and guess what you got to do if they're gone and you don't want to reset?
Reset, right? I mean, I don't think there's a choice.
I said if you don't want to reset,
What?
You have to
you got to play the whole game over.
Yeah,
the entire game over until you get to that spot again.
Oh yeah.
New Game
Yeah.
Plus.
There is a bonus. Yes, you get.
I mean, you could go back to it
New
if
Game
you have a
Plus
save. You could just run back to your save and play.
if you have a save. But
Well, that's why I make
the
multiple
drop.
saves.
Good.
I remember
Good
the
move.
drop. If you say you miss a chest and you get a hard to come by drops, you gonna take that drop or you gonna go back for that chest. What you gonna do? Because sometimes Solid. This is Solid here now. You got Solid, who's already.
I don't know, man. Do I cut the green wire? I feel like I'm diffusing a bomb.
You pretty much are diffusing the bomb.
It's yellow. It's yellow.
Months.
Got the yellow wire. Okay.
Farm. Solid spent months trying to farm the gold dragon. Just an item, one item from the gold dragon. Spent months.
Gold dragon.
The fucking
Solid,
gold dragon.
you better fucking badge RE2.
Oh, look at he said 4
4 days. It was 4 days.
It was 4 days. Okay.
I moved
4
on.
days.
I moved on, and then the saves got deleted.
Now, Pulse, mind you, Pulse is stubborn. So Pulse grinded out for hours in order to get some of these items, and that's the only reason he got the items. Had he played the game from whatever his normal hours typically are, I know he's pretty sporadic, but
he would go. He did one from the Gold Dragon. He started at 4 in the afternoon that day, and didn't get it until 5 in the morning.
Oh man.
That's so rare.
Well, let me tell you something about my. Let me tell you a little bit something about my save files, about what I do with my save files every single day, and it's automated, and I don't have to touch a single button. And that is, my save files are all stored on a mapped network drive on a file server. That is also, and I also use a program on my main computer to back those files up to a zip file, and both the original folder and zip file get backed up over the cloud to a backup service that has revisions, so I can go back up to a month and download them from any state, from any day, from going back a month. So the worst thing that would ever happen is I would have to do 1 day over.
Damn.
You know how long a day is in that game?
Yeah, yes, but it's better than starting the whole freaking thing over.
Yes.
Oh no, it's a pretty good game. So
Yeah.
you know,
Nerd.
Game prepared, bud.
Dark knows about starting that game over.
Yeah.
I threw in a fit of rage because I was so upset with everybody cheating, and I'm very passionate about the Tales games as a whole. So just seeing people that were on that list that I know for a fact and can tell you for a fact just by looking at the times have cheated, I was pissed, and I said fuck it and deleted it. I literally reset my entire progress on RA just as a whole. I took away my Spiral, took away my Star Ocean, and I took away my Tales. Took it all away. And then turned around and I was like, you know what? I got the itch again. Let me go ahead and do it again. I made it up to 215. Save got corrupted. So now I'm still trying to catch up.
Jesus.
Now I gotta catch up to that save. Mind you, I gotta find everything again. So I gotta make sure I don't miss shit.
So
You guys are getting on me for doing one game. This motherfucker just axed his profile.
Axed my entire profile, brought it right back.
And then he put it back together again.
Yeah.
Right.
So
No, but that shows how much Dark loves Tails, okay?
Yeah.
Because many people I talked to on RA, if they said they lost something, that be it. They would never play it again or whatever. But Dark loves Tails so much that he could blow up the universe and yet he'll put it together again just so he can have that disc to play it again, okay? That's how it goes.
Man loves his tail.
He does.
I
I
mean,
love my tail.
I love Tail too, but we're talking about two different things.
I don't think that
I
was
said the ass.
Are you sure about that? I might have been on the same page as you.
Oh, okay.
My name ain't Dark for a reason.
He does love that booty. He got the lube.
This is
I'll see here. No. He clipped me. He
this
got me.
podcast. This podcast is becoming problematic, and I just want to say that I'm amazed that it's not because of me.
Listen, I was playing Rogue Galaxy, and there's an item on there. It's literally called lube. Lubricant. It's
Oh,
called
lube?
Yeah,
it's
it
called
is.
lubricant. Yeah,
It's
there's an
true.
item called lubricant. And I was setting up the revelation board, and I had to use it in the revelation board. And I was like, oh, there's lube. I got the lube. It's solid fucking clips. I was like, fuck.
So, but have you ever been in my stream when Lifted came in?
Yeah.
His is from Archer. Yo, anybody got the lube? So if Lifted comes in
Right.
first and then Dark, I got the lube.
I love how your intro sound effects have kind of there's a process to them. Yeah, there can be like a chain event with that.
Yes.
There is
Uh,
something systematically evil in Solid's
And
mind
you're
when he
just
makes
waiting
these-
for the day it happens. He's just on. I know he's on
Oh.
the edge of his seat, just waiting for that to happen.
Like
Clip.
chess
He
pieces.
is waiting for
Yes.
both of it.
Yes.
I don't have chatbot open.
Oh man, I was ready. I was about to say.
I got chatbot closed, so no sound
Yeah,
effects.
He didn't want sound effects
Oh, that's right.
popping during the.
I remember now. That makes sense. Yeah.
Damn Dark.
It was one of
Hey,
my. It was actually one of.
long weekend.
It
Damn
was
it!
actually one of my demands, along with the no green M&Ms.
No, no green. Where's
There
my
better not-
demand at, Mr. Bud?
What demand is that?
I specifically asked for a specific effect, VFX, and it was supposed to be that SpongeBob clip of how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, see, now I'm about to see you. I'm about to come bug you.
Yeah,
every
it's
day.
because of my dementia. You gotta have.
I'm going to come bug you every damn day now
Okay.
Dark's gonna forget
until
too.
you try.
Yeah.
Oh no, I won't, because I'm gonna be adamant about it now. I'm gonna be adamant about it. He's gonna get sick and tired of me. Dark, you're fucking banned. I'm like, nope, can't ban me.
Dude, I'm already married. I can't take that. All right, fine. I'll do your thing.
Unbannable. Unbannable.
I am unbannable.
I'm
in
union,
his
bitch.
Wow.
Chat. It's only in
Wow.
Bud's chat, by the way. Any other chat, I can get banned in. But you can't ban
He
me.
thinks he's unbannable, but you know.
Oh, I am unbannable.
The bud
He
with
I
the
would have
side
to
eye.
do some real
He thinks
fucked
he's
up
unbanned.
shit to get banned in your stream, in your channel.
I could just do it because I'm having a bad day. What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, even if you were
I
having
could
a
just be
bad
like,
day, you-
fuck it, I'm done.
I would at least get a warning, even if you were having a bad day. And most of the time, if you're having a bad day, you
I
don't
probably
stream
feel
anyway.
bad about it and unban you, but you know.
See? Then I come in there and bitch and tell you, give
You
me my
know,
sword
cooler
back.
head would prevail, you know.
Yeah,
Indeed.
you
And
know,
then I ban you again.
of course, as soon as you ban Dark, look and be like, man, why you got to ban the black dude? Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lifted.
Well, how could Lifted say that unless he was not banned?
You gonna ban me next?
Oh, that's how we're gonna play it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'll ban you next.
Don't forget you live in the same state as I do.
I know.
I will come find your door, knock on it, and tell.
I'll be in a beer can ghillie suit laying on the floor. You'll never find me.
I don't have to. The wife will. She'll find
Who
you.
do you think I made the ghillie suit to hide from?
You better not let her hear that.
She'd be more worried about me saying there's beer cans all over the floor. What are you talking about? There's no beer cans. Yeah, whatever.
Don't be talking about my house. The house ain't dirty.
That's right. Yeah, that's pretty much what it'd be. Yeah.
I see a beer bottle right behind you.
Yeah, there is one.
Yeah, but that's decoration. That's you know,
Uh-huh.
Oh, decoration. Quote
Beer is
unquote.
decoration.
it's a decorative beer bottle.
Ah.
It
You know,
does have beer in it,
Looks
though.
nice.
You know,
Cool, ain't it?
but such a jackass towards me. He was supposed to. I mentioned we live in the same state. I mentioned that.
I didn't know I was
but
supposed to mention that.
I mentioned it.
I agree.
And
I
asked
didn't
him-
deny it.
I asked him to go to the state fair with me, which, mind you, is about halfway from where both of us live. Round figure. I won't say exactly, obviously, but round figure. It's about halfway for both of us. It's about the halfway point, right? This motherfucker didn't want to do that. Then he bailed. I wanted to meet Trash when they all went to Kentucky to meet Trash. This fucker did not tell me shit and just disappeared.
I didn't know about that. I don't
That's
know
why
what to
he
say.
looked-
It was a last minute thing. I wasn't even going to go. I just hopped in the car and went.
That's why he looked like a midget
I'll
around
have you know.
everybody.
I'll have you know. I invited you to go last time, and you said you didn't want to go.
I said I wouldn't hold you to that one. That time.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
But you denied me. You denied me twice now, so I get another free lick on this one.
Note to self: never say no to Dark when heading to GreaseCon.
I feel like I feel like I'm getting married all over again here. It's like, why didn't you take me to the fair? Why didn't you didn't want
Also-
me to go anywhere? We never go anywhere or do
I was
anything.
about to say,
We didn't even. I asked for two. I asked for two places. And these were open. The first place I asked for was the fair. Mind you, me and Bud have been cool for this while, and it's a place where every fucking body else is.
Yeah.
And he did not want to fuck with me. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, I wouldn't want to fuck with
Shut
you.
up, Solid.
I want to go to the fair. When do we go? I mean, it's a huge travel for me, but I mean, going to the fair.
See, even he's willing. And you're like down the street in comparison, but
Hey, Dark,
But staring off like, what's going on?
Dark. The county fair
I
here
didn't
is
know
going
I
on.
was coming on here to get chastised about the fair.
Welcome to the GDS
Would you like to go
Conversation.
to, would you like to go to the fair, Captain Dark?
actually, I only get to go once myself this year.
Oh, he done turned
I'll
you
go,
down.
but
Oh,
you
wait,
have
well,
to- All right.
I
well,
do.
mean, I was gonna. I mean,
I will tell you later because I don't want to air this all out. But let's just say it's been an eventful weekend that I only get to go to the fair once this year.
oh, okay, I understand. All right. all right.
Holy shit! What were you about to say, Solid?
I was just saying that you just got shot, like you just shot down Bud.
Twice. This is payback. Yes, this is payback.
I mean, there's a county fair going
Well,
on
I
over
mean, I
here.
feel like I'm in the negative now. I feel like I owe you one now.
Right?
No, it was two. No, it was two. I only shot you down twice.
Was it? All right.
It was twice. The first one.
Oh,
Time
okay,
was
because
fair,
you're
and the
talking.
second time
Okay,
was-
all right, fair enough.
So
Yeah,
that's-
good,
that was
good,
fine.
because of the fair and the meat and treasure. Okay, I
and
got
there you go.
All right, all right. All is accounted for. All balance is restored to
All
the
on the hand,
universe.
all in the hand. Yep.
All right. Now, Bud, you've been friends with Frank for a while, Pulse XP. You've
I
even
will
drove.
up to that.
You've even drove down to his house twice.
I have twice. Oh,
And
yes.
I think at least 3 actually.
Was it 3?
I-
Might be
I
All
think
right.
it was.
Yeah, I think it was probably 3. It was 2 or 3.
next,
I don't know. I was so drunk each time. They kind of blur together.
No.
are you going to GreaseCon next year?
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Would it be all right if I come?
I mean,
then?
unless it's Frank's going to be there, right?
I mean, he said I could
I'm gonna have
come,
to-
and
I'm going to have to think about it. Oh, you can go. Well, if you're going to be there, then I'm definitely going to be having plans.
Yeah. Backup plans.
Yeah.
back to plans. I mean, I was going to challenge you to some beer pong.
I'm
Beer
open, bud.
pong.
I'm open, bud. Come visit here.
You want to play beer pong? You want me to play beer pong with you, gal?
I mean, why not, right? I'm
All right, let's
willing.
all have a beer pong bonanza.
So if Bud beats you, does that mean you get to show your face?
I mean, there it is, right? Then
Well,
again, some
are you-
people have seen. then
I'm
again, some
pretty sure
people
that
have
is
seen
his
it.
face.
I'm 100% sure, like, even if Gal shows up, Frank is going to have cameras everywhere just to get video of Gal. Like, he truly does exist. Look.
Look, he's
I-
not
I-
an avatar.
Speaking of heads, I got a question. Why does Captain Dark have an apple in his mouth?
It does look like I have an apple in my mouth. Who
kinda
made
does.
this? I forgot who
Yeah.
made it. Was ultra something.
I've been wondering that. I was like, if he's on the apple, shouldn't he
Oh, no,
be
no,
on the
no,
table and
it's-
not in one of the chairs? I
It
mean,
might be into BDSM.
I think
Some-
it's the mouth being open.
some-
But yeah, it kind of does look.
It is
like
the
that.
It
mouth
is the
being
mouth
open.
being open. Oh, I forgot his name. Ultra something.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Ultra something made the picture, and that's when I started joining stream with Solid. That's he was like, "Hey, yeah, you want me to use your avatar or this?" And I was like, "Fuck it, just use this."
Use this.
No,
I said I
I
was going
think
to
you
use
should,
it
I think
anyway.
you should. I think you should draw like a stem on
Yeah.
it and make it into an apple.
the person that
Fucking
drew
Apple.
it, Dark was streaming one day. I was in chat. Dude was like, "Hey, Dark, I know we just met, but I drew a picture of you and sent it to him on Discord." And we're just all like, "What the?" Dude just comes in and draws this picture of Dark. We're just like,
Okay.
"Why is there an apple in his mouth?"
He was like,
It was like it was kind of weird at first, but then when
he
I
comes
saw,
in,
I
he's
was like,
like,
"Oh, that's fucking
"You're
pretty
beautiful.
cool."
I must draw you.
Show you.
Family Guy. I have to draw you.
I have to draw you."
Are you Leonardo DiCaprio? I mean, Jesus Christ.
It's a nice picture though, and I was like, "Hey, I had to use it
Leo-
somewhere."
Mhm.
Leo
I was
Keck.
like, I couldn't figure out where I could have put it on Kick though.
I mean, why not?
I would have to
Oh, do you
find
not
it
have
again
Leo
because I
Keck in
reset
your-
my PC.
You don't have Leo Keck in your BGTV. Shame on you.
Well, Bud, what else? Because you do, I know how your mind works, right? So you always got something spinning. Is there anything?
Can you fill me in on it?
Right.
Right.
'Cause I don't know.
Do you have anything coming planned for your streams? Like you are every time I come in, there's well, I can't say every time, but there's always something you're working on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like from the tater bot to the chip bot. Just what else do you have?
Well, I mean, I've always, the problem with the way my mind works is that it's kind of a clusterfuck, and so I have these. It's one of those things. It's probably my ADD brain or whatever. I got these ideas rolling around, and I need to latch on to one or two of them. I do want to do. I know I probably want to do some interviews, on the channel, probably on a weekend thing. Maybe not a full blown podcast, but maybe integrate something into the stream. I also want to do maybe some more, reaction type content, perhaps more for YouTube rather than the stream itself. But as far as the stream, there's always something to do with that. You talked about the Tater bot, and then there's Chip, the chat bot, the robot. He's I'm working on kind of a thing working with him that I don't want to talk about too much because I'm really early in on it. But integrating something about Chip into the overlay that would be interactive for chat via channel points and bits and all the usual methods that there would be. But yeah, maybe like a warning command type thing and have it go through Chip rather than Computator, or maybe have it something to where I could rotate bots out. I actually started working on, speaking of the bots, I wanted to have dueling bots. I wanted to have two different named bots, Chip and Computator, and I had them running on two different pieces of software. And I was getting it going, and I wanted them to kind of interact with each other a little bit. Like if somebody typed in a command, Computator could say some quip and then Chip would come back with some sarcastic remark. I haven't written any of the dialogue yet for it. But it just got to the point where the setup was kind of complicated and I didn't really necessarily wanted to be running two different pieces of software, and doing it with a cloud bot was kind of clunky, and some things have to trigger in the right order, and it got to the point where I was going to spend all my time working on getting the bot to work right. I've seen some interesting things that people have done recently, using AI to trigger their bots and get bots to do interesting things. I don't know if it was directly with Chat GPT or something like that. I thought about looking into something like that, but overall, I think I'm looking to make things simpler rather than more complicated, and it just seems like that would be a layer of complexity that would be a little bit more than what I'm wanting to tackle at the moment. So right now I just want to get concentrated on content to bring people to the channel, as far as video content, maybe not necessarily scripted but planned, shorts, long form content, having some interviews. I want to be more interactive with the community, obviously, through those interviews, and of course, charity events. We've postponed the charity event that we had started planning to do another for North Shore Animal League. probably going to be bringing that back in the fall, or postponing it to the fall, September, October. Late summer, early fall. Other than that, there's, like I said, there's so many different things, and there's so many ducks to get in a row, and I really need to work on the organization of that. But those are a few of the things that are, in the back of my mind, at least, or some of those in the forefront even.
I know Frank has talked about it. Next week we're going to have Lifted on, so I'll definitely ask him a little bit more about it. But they were going to be doing a RA type podcast, and had mentioned that you were going to be one of the hosts.
Yeah.
What's going on with that? Like, I haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, I am, and maybe Frank would be somebody better to ask on that. I haven't heard one way or the other as far as the date goes. To be honest, I haven't heard much one way or the other as far as the podcast goes over the last, several weeks. So I don't know what the status of that is. But it's probably not my place to say anything.
Okay.
So right now, I know as little as anybody, to be honest. Lifted might know more because he's in contact with Frank a little bit more than I am directly, and or if you're going to have Frank on at any time, Pulse XP, you might want to ask him if he has any more information on that. But as of this time, the last I heard, we were getting a guest on. I was waiting to hear the date.
Okay. Well,
So still a work in progress.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. Yeah. Like I said, there's probably a lot he has going on in the background because he wants to get guests, and he's probably talking with people in RA. I am speculating right now, and I shouldn't do that.
Right.
So I would say the best person to
Sure.
ask on that would be
Right.
be Pulse.
okay. So it's more of his project, kind of like.
Yeah, he invited me, so it was
okay.
it was his it was his idea to do. He wanted to do a his own version of an RA podcast, like an unofficial RA podcast. And, he asked me if I wanted to do that. And I said, of course, yeah, I would love to do that because I had actually thought about doing one of my own. And to me, it was like, oh, let somebody else run it. Cool.
All right.
I'm partially kidding, but no, I was really excited about it when he invited me, and I really appreciate that he invited me. And I'm pretty sure it's still, as far as I know, it's still in the works, and I look forward to the first episode.
Cool. All right. Well, right now we're gonna throw it on over to sports and entertainment news. So Bud and myself will be right back, but please enjoy this next segment.
Herb.
Well, hello. This is Gal416 with your semi-regular sports broadcast. As we wait Solid and Bud as they take their nice little break, let us have a nice overview of all those competitions that have transpired over the last few months. Maybe we could squeeze in some fanciful RA goings-on that I'm sure we all have had the wonderful pleasure of witnessing recently. Sounds like a plan. First on the chopping block, good old badminton. What is that? You've never heard of that sport before? Shut your face, you. You know who you are. Last night, the men's doubles in the annual Korean Open took place. There, India's Satwik Siraj and Shiraj Shetty succeeded in extending their dream run of 10 consecutive matches won. After winning the Swiss Open, the Asian Championships, and the Indonesian Open, much talk was whether they could succeed in extending that kind of success. Well, how about it? It was a back-and-forth affair, but they ultimately held on to win over the bronze medalists Alfian and Aridanto through 3 hard-fought rounds. Just gets the blood flowing, chat, doesn't it? I agree. Meanwhile, in the icy tundra of goodness that is Canada, nearly 3 decades after hosting the Olympic curling trials in the country, the city of Brandon is making a seismic push to host the games for 2025. The government of Manitoba announced on Friday that it would invest up to $450,000 to support a bid put together by Brandon's local curling host committee. It was also revealed that the sport is being matched by the city of Brandon with additional support from Travel Manitoba, Curl Manitoba, and local partners. Brandon previously hosted the Olympic trials in 1997, with Sandra Schmeiler and Mike Harris earning a chance to represent Canada at the 1998 Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan. Ready to curl up for some Olympic fun there next time, eh? It has been a few months, But who could forget the hard-fought win that Delaney Irvine had running the annual Rolling Down the Hill cheese race in Gloucestershire, England? So hard-fought that she in fact wasn't aware she was the winner for a bit, since she was knocked out falling down the hill pursuing that roll of cheese. But no worries, after being carefully looked over by the medical technicians at the site, she was in top order to receive that delicious roll of cheesy goodness. The tradition is believed to be one of the oldest customs to have survived in Britain. A site for the town says the first written evidences found in the message written to the town in 1826. Unreal, I say. Finally, as we pan back to stateside, I'm sure many in the chat are aware of the ongoing struggles that Pulse XP has concerning various retro challenges. Before it was Mike Tyson. Heck, it was getting hit by Toadman, which we all know is very hard to deal with. But now, there is a new menace. Tomahawk Man. Maybe it's because of there being a T somewhere in the name. I don't know. Anyway, for those hops, those flickering feathers from his headdress, or that swinging tomahawk, it's just been non-stop torture and nabbing that Bosch Rush Chivo. And if it wasn't him, it's Centaur Man. Another T in there, I swear. And his warp ability. Seriously, how in the heck does a Centaur have warp abilities? Seriously, does someone know where that is? Anyway, be sure to keep Pulse in your thoughts as we sign off on this round robin of the various goings-on in the worldwide realm of sports. And this one belongs to the curling irons. Handing off to you, Dark. Show us that whale of a tail, if you know what I mean.
Holy shit. I don't know if I could beat that call. Oh man, I love your voice. But we're gonna get into it and talk about replicas. Specifically, Bud the replica. Who is he trying to impersonate? May it be Solid? Could it be Frank? I think he is. I have no idea what I'm going with this, but anyway, he's gonna have a hell of a time on Tales of Fantasia, and I can't fucking wait. From the missing chest, from everything disappearing, from the boss battles to the item finding. That's gonna be a hell of a ride for him. I wonder how he's gonna do with this. Oh man, I can just see him in his beard getting frustrated. Maybe he'll throw his hat. Maybe we can make him shave his beard again. Wait, let's not do that. I think he's horrible with that. Let's make him shave his head. I think that's a better idea, right? Or he could use the Nair again, something like that. But either way, it's going to be fun watching him play, watching him go from the past, the present, the future, or the present, past, and future. Let me get my timelines right. And will it be amazing to see him go through that and struggle with it? We all know how Bud loves Tales games. It's going to be awesome watching him play his favorite game series in the world. Oh, excuse me. I had to burp. Damn it. Ruined it. But we all know, like, Dark loves to troll Bud a lot, and Dark is going to make him play another Tales game. You know, he'll give me some attitude. He'll give me some lip. But we all know how this is going to go. He's going to concede to Bud or to Dark. He's going to concede to Dark. Dark always gets his way. So wait till we see how this goes. I really don't have much more than that, but I know we got to see how Bud does on Tales of Fantasia. Then maybe I'll make him, depending on how mad he makes me, I might make him do Destiny next. Might just have close to enough points to force him to do Destiny next. The world may never know. You never know what's up Dark's sleeve. Holy shit. That was amazing. I can't top that, man. What the hell?
Sorry.
Oh, man, that was awesome. I just winged that. There's nothing I can really say to beat that. That was, I had nothing going on in my head. I was just saying shit.
It's all good, man. I was just thinking of different events going on. It was just like, I know, let me just talk about all that stuff, man.
Oh, man. Dude,
it's weird the kind of things that are going on that you never hear about. It was just
true.
like, let me do that. Let me do that.
You just started. It sounded random, but it sounded so good, and I fucking loved it.
I was trying. Funny enough, like one of the things that I was doing was trying to. I took a little bit of inspiration from Chris Berman a little bit, like with ESPN broadcast when he goes on talking about different things, and I kind of use that as kind of an element with that. But it's been a little while since I watched ESPN, of course, but
oh man, I'm about to take some inspiration from that and this because that was really good, man.
Oh, thank you.
I honestly thought you were maybe like reading the script or something. I was like, well, shit, is he like reading off? Did he like type this down? Or is this just like off the dome type stuff?
I typed a basic script or whatever, but just went with it. Like I literally typed that like 5 minutes before the stream, just because I was like, what am I gonna talk about? Okay, I'll talk about this.
And it's kind of like he was reading the prompter. It's fucking amazing, honestly, man. Holy shit! Look, that's pretty good, you know. Are you excited for any games that are coming out soon?
Oh man. I mean, honestly, I haven't really. No, but I'm not that clever. No. Honestly, I mean, I am finally excited to probably sit down and play Final Fantasy 16 at some point. You know, that's
I gotta
probably
wait
the
till
one
it
thing
comes
on
out.
there. I've been just trying to kind of hold off just because of the hype and everything. I've just kind of been waiting until it dies down just to get a general sense of what people feel about it. Because of course, when the game came out, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is like the greatest thing like in a long time" or whatever. And I was just like, you know, that's what they said with 15 for a bit. Or
Granted,
other
you know
ones.
what? 15 was not bad. Honestly,
No, it
though,
was fine too.
it had a good foundation. If the director hadn't left, everything, all the DLC and stuff that we would have right now would
Yeah.
be that game would be amazing right now. It would be,
It was
oh
just how
man,
the
it'd probably be
development.
perfect. Yeah,
It was just how
it
the
was stuck in
development went.
development hell for years. So it was what, 13 verses first, and then 13 finally came out. Then you had 14, the MMO, and then 15 finally came out. And even then, that kind of got stuck in development hell. So it was like, well, shit, what do you do?
Yep.
And honestly, it's a good game. If the director didn't leave all the DLC, the amazing DLC content that they were going to have for it, would have been amazing. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. You know, 16, I feel like 16 could have, or it's probably really a really good Final Fantasy, but I can't play it until it comes out on PC, so I'll be waiting for about 6 months to a
me
year
too.
after release date. So
Probably gonna
you know,
same
but
too for me.
but honestly, I still am looking forward to it, despite what everybody said. I've been kind of avoiding watching gameplay and seeing what people are really saying about it. Like, you hop on Twitter, you kind of can't avoid some things, but I don't take people's Twitter opinions for serious. I think, but you know, one game I'm obviously looking forward to, or maybe it not be so obvious because I talk about Tales of Shit Ton, but is the Star Ocean: The Second Story R remake, not remaster, but remake. That has me. Oh, it has me so hyped. Like just listening to the music in the trailer and then just hearing the old music again, like from the original game. It's like, shit, bro. I still get the chills. It's like playing Final Fantasy X again for the first time, but I don't know. I had to say it's even better. Just Star Ocean was my childhood. Star Ocean was the very first RPG that I ever got to play. Star Ocean 2 specifically. It was the very first one. When I got my PlayStation 1, ended up with Spyro 2 and Star Ocean. And it was like 4 games that are in my rotation. It was, I think, what's the name? Toshida Battle Arena, something like that.
Yep.
Dragon Seeds, Star Ocean 2, and Spyro 2. And Star Ocean 2 and Spyro 2 were actually mine, while the other 2 games were my stepbrothers. Well, Star Ocean 2, I played the hell out that damn game, and man, that was so good. It started out with Claude's story, and then I went to Reina's story, and I just had too much fun. The battles were always fun, especially once you leveled up. Just sitting there as a kid, you kind of get to you get to really learn a lot about a game because you don't have bills and you don't have to work and all this other stuff. But seeing Star Ocean 2 actually getting a remake instead of a remaster, and it's coming out for most platforms. Sorry, Xbox, but it's coming out for most platforms and PC specifically, which is what I'm excited about. So just to see that it's coming out for PC, it's been amazing. And then watching it on Twitter, they're going through, like, the Star Ocean team is actually going through the characters, and you get to see how their gameplay or their combats would be. Their voices are coming from the PSP, so if you played the PSP version, you know what their voices are like. And they also have the original Japanese voices or the remake Japanese voices. It depends on how you want to go. But the combat and the effects, it looks so good. I've seen Celine's Southern Cross and Energy Arrow. I got to see Reina's moves. I got to see Claude do Mirror Slice. and Dragon Howl, Shooting Stars. Bowman was just recently. Bowman and Priestess were actually both recently shown, and you got to see Alley Oop. But you got to get to see the. I got to see Bowman's move, and he did. There's a move called. I forgot what it was called in the original version because I didn't get to play. I didn't play Bowman often. I always had Priestess mainly, and when I did have Bowman, I never used him. But he has a move called in English neck snap. I got to see him neck snap a damn worm, and the way they did that animation was so clean. Square Enix has been carrying the JRPG scene in the year 2023. It's been fucking amazing, honestly, to see what all they've done. It's not the only company out here that's doing it, but Square they have not been playing this year at all. And honestly, I'm praying. Being Star Wars 2, I think it'll be good. I know Star Wars 2 would be good. So I'm hoping that it'll be good enough that Tri-Ace or Square Enix will give Tri-Ace the green light to work on Star Ocean 3 remake, not a remaster. 2 minutes, guy. So yeah, I'm hoping for the best for Star Ocean 2. Hope everything goes well as far as sales goes, and we can get Star Ocean 3 remade because it has that god awful top-down camera on the PS2 version that I hate. Everything else about the game I love, but that top-down camera just threw me off. There's too much to see in the game. There's so much going on that you really don't get to see. So I would love for it to be remade into obviously updated graphics, adjustable camera, most of everything else. Maybe fix the rings because you have a disintegration ring and that was pretty bad. But everything else, like the bone, because you get to fight Freya in that one actually. Freya from I think somebody said she's from Valkyrie Profile. I didn't know that at the time because I never played the Valkyrie series at all. Valkyrie Profile 2, none of them. But she's a pain in the ass to fucking fight. Holy hell. I had so much fun fighting her. And when I finally beat her, I was happy as shit. Oh, I was happy as shit.
Understandable, man. I'm excited to say that. That would be really cool. Hopefully they hold it out because the second story, that pretty good game.
That's the best one out of the Star Ocean series. I that's the best one. That's the best one out of the Star Ocean series. So. All right. Freya is OP as fuck.
Well, we are back.
We're back.
Someone.
Yes.
Yes. Ah, there he is.
Hi.
Hello there.
I should probably mute the stream. There we go. That was professional.
This is all very professional. Very,
This is
very.
this is the most professional operation on the internet.
Is that how it's supposed to go?
Yep.
Shout outs, Brandon. Hopefully you land that curling championship.
So we're gonna be taking questions from chat in the last half hour. So get your questions ready.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. All right.
Ready.
Now, but what'd you think? What'd you think of that little halftime break? I guess you could say.
I think it was full of lies. I just want to say. No, I'm just kidding. It was great. You guys did fantastic. I guess that was all improvised, and
Yes.
for the most part. And yeah, kudos to you. Very, very well. I felt like I was on my couch watching television.
Gal
on your TV.
Gal doing sports. Dark with the entertainment. I mean,
no, seriously though, good job, guys. I enjoyed that. That was fun.
I got to give credit to Gal. Gal straight carried that. That was awesome.
That was the mind control device, mostly.
Hypnotoad took over. Speaking of Hypnotoad, Bud, tomorrow, are you excited?
I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't know. That might be overstated it even. I'm worried. I know you're talking about the Futurama coming to Hulu. And Futurama is my favorite show. And I just, with reboots, there's not always, they don't always go very well. So I'm worried, but I'm hopeful that it's going to be great. I want it to be good.
See, with me, it was the third time for Family Guy before it got really damn good.
Yeah.
So third time with Futurama. Fingers crossed.
Hey, I hope so, dude. I'm rooting for it. I want it to be great because I love Futurama. I'm definitely going to be watching it, and I'm definitely going into it wanting it to be good and hoping that it will be. So if it is good, I will definitely I will be very happy.
Please let it be good.
Yes, please.
let it be good.
Please.
I've been waiting for this hopefully to come back as well.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, I think we all love love Futurama.
Yes.
It's such a, and I'm going to say it, and I might get some agreement, I might get some hate for this, but better than The Simpsons.
Fuck you,
I
bud.
agree. I'm a stand in your corner on this one. About the only time
Yeah.
you're gonna give me to stand in your corner, but I stand in your corner on
You're
this
about
one.
to stand on the corner.
Overall, considering all of The Simpsons. Now, if we're talking about seasons, 3 to about 11, 3 to 10, then that definitely gives Futurama a run for its money. The all the years that Conan O'Brien was writing for The Simpsons were the best years of The Simpsons. You put those years up against Futurama, and then it can give it a run for its money. But I still, because I like it better, I would still put Futurama on top.
See, Comedy Central Futurama, that killed it for me.
Yeah, I could see that. Those were definitely the weakest. That was definitely the weakest version of Futurama by a lot, even. But even to me, I find those to be watchable. Whereas there are some seasons of especially the more recent seasons of The Simpsons, to me personally, I just find them, I can't sit through them.
So, anybody that knows, Twisted Metal is also coming out this week. TV series.
Oh, is it?
I didn't even know they were doing
Yeah.
a Twisted Metal TV series.
Anthony Mackie, Stephanie Beatrice, and Samoa Joe plays Sweet Tooth, the body, but the voice is done by Will Arnett.
Huh. Interesting.
So I'm hoping it's going to be good.
Yeah, hope so.
Video game adaptions has always been
Mostly miss.
Mhm.
Mostly miss.
Mostly miss. Yes.
Let's not even beat around the bush. Most of them have been god awful.
Right. Yeah.
except for Sonic 2, and the new Super Mario Brothers movie.
Actually, funny
All
enough,
three I have not
yeah,
seen for whatever reason, but
with
I'm
the
sure they're
Sonic
good.
movies. With
Yes.
the Sonic movies, that was kind of the thing that started making in the head, like, wow, they can actually do decent video game movies. That was actually like the beginning of, where it didn't have to say, oh yeah, I kind of enjoy it because, I'm kind of a fan of the series.
Yeah.
That's the most you go for it. Like, that's the most you could defend, like,
Right.
movies in the past was, I like the franchise.
Yeah. So they finally, in a way, caught up to, because early on, games that came out that were licensed games were just god awful, like in the NES era, especially, and even
Yes.
going into the SNES area, although you had some better ones coming. But it got to a point where I think, not always, but a lot of games, there were games based on movies or based on a series of movies that have been very good. Star Wars games, obviously, is one series that that make good games. But yeah, it took a while, even longer, I think, for it to go the other direction, for
Yes.
recorded content to be as good as video games.
Tomb Raider comes to mind.
Yeah, Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Oh,
See, okay, with the Tomb Raider 2013, that movie, or 2015, I think it was, it wasn't bad because they based it on the 2013 game.
Mhm.
But then you also got to remember they went with Angelina Jolie for the early Tomb Raiders just because she was the flavor of the month.
yeah, pretty much. Lara Croft. I mean, pretty much. They were like, "Oh yeah, of course, you have to do that."
The new Uncharted, I don't know if you've seen
Flavor,
it.
I wouldn't mind sampling. I'm not going to lie, but yeah.
She seems a little crazy for me.
Yeah.
She made out with her brother, so
Oh, what the fuck?
What?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, if I had a time machine.
Solid facts.
Not if I had a time machine.
If I had a time machine, I'd go back to before she made out with her brother.
So basically, back when she was on the Meatloaf music video.
There you go. That'll work. How old was she then? I don't know. I might. Yeah. What are we getting into here?
I think she was almost 20 then.
Okay then.
93. So what year was she
Play
born?
ball. I don't know.
Anyways, So,
I assume she's
48
around.
now.
I'm
She
I'm
was,
assuming she's around my age. Okay, yeah.
She's 1975.
Right. Yeah, she's a little bit older than me, but not much.
so she was about 18.
But
Okay.
you're like 60.
I'm not going to be 60 for another couple of weeks. All right, so shut up.
I'm going to be saying that within a month.
Oh yeah.
I'll be turning 40. I'm not 40 yet, damn it. I'm
you
still not 30.
you got to hold on to that 39, ain't you? Yeah.
September 7th, I'm going to be holding on. I'm still 39, damn it. Don't turn tomorrow. Don't hit midnight.
I'm 39, 11 months, and 16 days. Don't you forget it.
Don't let it go.
All right, so you've done a bunch of RA, you've done a bunch of streaming. Has there been a game that, like, you never played before, that you played on stream that was like, damn, why didn't I play this game when it came out? What game stands out to you, I would say, like that?
Oh, okay. Resident Evil 4. I just got done playing. That game is so amazing. I didn't play it when it was new. I only played it for the first time when the remaster came out.
2 words.
So a
bud,
couple
2
years
words,
ago.
Bud. 2 words, bud. Ladder strats.
I put that up on YouTube too. Yes, the ladder strats are the best. Yeah, so so I have this is the remaster. I more recently played it on RA, so I played the PS2 version, and yes, we had quite a bit of fun with the chainsaw murderer pushing him down when he climbed up the. I should pull up the video. He would climb up the ladder, and I would shoot him in the face, and it would knock him down. Or no, I'd shoot him in the face. He would fall off the ladder, and then I'd push the ladder down, and then we'd have to watch him slowly raise the ladder back up, climb up, and then I just kept doing it.
It's just the thought. It's the image of the guy having to lift the ladder up to get back over. It's just what was so funny.
It's just he's just like, oh God, this shit again. Will he quit knocking the ladder off?
But man, that
And the
game is a
funniest part
classic.
is there was a door around the corner. He could have just went in the door and just went up and got me.
The absurdity of it.
But he kept lifting the ladder every time I knocked the ladder over and slowly climb up, get shot in the face, and then do it all over again.
Oh man. But it's a great game.
Why am I still redacted? I got my camera on. What's going on here?
It just went off because you were
It just
on.
went off for some reason. You were there.
Okay. I just looked over and noticed my okay, I'm just gonna be redacted. That's fine.
So I didn't appreciate you talking bad about RE4.
There we go. There's my
Hey,
He's back. He's back.
I was trying to find that video real quick.
Oh, you were looking for the video. I got you. Yeah.
So
I could
It's really good.
that's the same damn thing I,
I
had
could
with.
post it in chat.
Okay. There we
Or you can keep talking to me.
go. Well, I was going to say that was the same damn shit that kept happening to me with Red Dead Redemption 2. Every time I would click on something, the game would freeze. I'm like, God damn. Had to turn it into
I
like.
love that.
Had to put it on Windows mode for the game and on OBS for it to actually capture movement and everything. It's all fucking
All right,
weird.
there it is in chat for anybody that wants to watch it.
Good times.
So
Yeah, me and Gal was in chat when I was doing that.
Oh,
We were
dude,
we were just having the greatest time. It was fun.
That was great. In a microcosm, the kind of thing that those games can bring. Because you think to yourself, because people, when they see Resident Evil or they hear about it from the outside, they think, oh, this like horror driven. And there's, of course, an element to that, of course, and that it supersedes it throughout the franchise. But then you have a moment like that and it highlights, like I think I even said in the chat, I'm like, this highlights very much how this is a video game. Like we get so into the horror aspects and the elements of all the different genres, but we forget at its core, and that's a reminder of it, that we're enjoying a game.
It kind of takes you in and out because, like you said, you've got the atmosphere of the horror, genre, and you are getting scared a lot of the time, and there are very frightening things that happen, and very grotesque things with some of the gore and stuff. But then you have a moment where you're shooting, like to your point, where you're shooting the guy with the sack over his head. And pushing the ladder down just to watch his dumb ass hoist
so
it up.
Goofy.
And
it's
just slowly
it's ridiculous, and it's just a reminder, like through and through. And I like that like as much as Resident Evil is what it is, at its core, it doesn't forget that it's a video game, and it embraces that. and I like that very much. And let me tell you, it definitely has its scary points, because I remember playing Resident Evil 3, and I remember going through a room, and Nemesis goes around the corner, and just quickly, I will never forget going through the hallway. You have the transition, and you enter into the other thing, and he just books it around the corner at you, and I was like, holy, I like freaked.
That's right, because he runs. I forgot that about him, because I've only played that once. Yeah, because he's like Mr. X that runs, you know.
Yeah, Nemesis.
And you don't see it. Like, you come through, and he's in the room, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, right here.
Freaked me out. Nemesis always, out of
Yeah,
all
Nemesis
the
is
REs,
scary,
Nemesis,
dude.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking scary.
Like, I remember that. That is something. So, I mean, as much as it does that, however, again, I just love that kind of goofiness that some games have at the same time. I love that that's something I think that's sort of lost as we get more in the modern era, and things are kind of more realistic, and things are all about, we need to have everything about it. It's like, I love it when you go back to like games and they remember, like, we could be silly. Yeah, we could do all this stuff, but like, we could have fun with this.
And that's what's so great about series like the Grand Theft Auto series and Red Dead Redemption, which I love, is they have all of that, you know, photorealistic graphics, and they have this great narrative behind them, but they also have a lot of humor in the games, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. And you can do wild stuff in that game, just making up your own, you know, adventure, you know, which is what a video game should be. You should be allowed to, you know, have fun with it and just do silly shit like that, which, you know, if you're inventive enough, you know, I haven't played enough of the modern games to know, but I do know the focus is, you know, in the realism and these open worlds, and, you know, just how beautiful they are, and you know, the narratives behind them, and they're more like interactive movies these days, and I could appreciate that. That's all right, but, you know, I think there is a lot to be said to your point of, you know, sometimes it's fun just to fuck with the game and just, you know, and just not necessarily break the game, but just do something that really wasn't intended, or just do something that would be out of character, like the whole ladder thing.
And it's okay, and it's okay with that. And it's fine embracing that. I like that.
yeah, it's an excellent point. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun doing that for sure.
Now, Bud, we know you on your channel. You have that whole discussion of ranch versus blue cheese.
Oh God, are we really going to? Are we really going?
We have your whole discussion of peeing in the shower.
Yes.
Now, to get you in
I'm pro.
Get you in more trouble. What would you rather prefer? Popeye's chicken or your wife's home cooking?
Oh, actually, my wife's home cooking, actually.
Yeah, come on.
No, and I don't mean that, and I'm not just saying that's not a cop out, and that's not like, oh yeah, because, you know, she cooks a lot of different things. You know, if I only had Popeyes, it'd be just one thing over and over again, even though I love that thing. And I would miss it a great deal. You know, my wife could cook, so I enjoy her cooking. Mm-hmm. So I would rather have that
over Popeyes thing. Over
Popeyes, yeah. I mean, if I had, I mean, I want both. You know, obviously.
Why not?
But if I have to choose, you know, you put a gun to my head. You know.
All right. So,
variety is the spice of life.
KFC or Lee's Chicken?
Lee's Chicken? I've never had Lee's Chicken.
Is that just an Ohio thing, or?
I don't think we don't have Lee's Chicken around here.
I'm sorry, I'm just not familiar with Lee's Chicken. So I
guess
okay, hold on, let me see. We have one here.
Lee's famous recipe.
Nope, we don't.
We don't even have one here. Okay, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know. KFC, because I've had it. Yeah.
Well, there is one. There is one, but it's in Muncie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm nowhere near Muncie.
Yeah, I know. Hell no.
I think there's one down by Frank, isn't there? Down close Cincinnati.
See, Fort Wayne, Richmond.
Yeah, I wouldn't know though. Yeah.
I think the closest one would be Richmond, Muncie, one of the two.
Yeah.
And that's like Richmond. That's like is there a Richmond in Indiana, or is that Virginia?
It's Richmond,
Indiana.
There's a Richmond, Indiana.
Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah, these are all like closer to Ohio though. Like,
yeah.
So the closest
it's not something I would go to. Yeah, unless I was just in the area. If I'm ever in an area and I see you come across a Lee's Chicken, I'll try it.
Yeah, the closest one is Anderson.
Anderson, yeah, I'm not going to Anderson.
I mean,
Anderson, really? Anderson.
You
know, if Anderson isn't that bad. Actually, Anderson, you know, isn't too far from me. And if I'm ever in Anderson, maybe I'll go to one. I don't typically head that way, you know, when
it's
I
way
it's-
closer
it's-
to you.
Yeah, it's closer to me, but when we do our shopping and our normal running, we're going the other direction, more towards Indianapolis, because
Yeah, Indy.
we're closer to Indianapolis
Yeah.
than we are to Anderson.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. Yeah, that's the closest one, Anderson. So,
Yeah.
shit. Lee's famous recipe. The only other one is, let's see, which one is this one? This one is Danville. Oh, that's Illinois, so never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Anderson is closest one to me.
So yeah,
But
the answer to your question, I guess, is KFC then,
I
because
mean-
I've had KFC.
KFC is so sometimes.
KFC is just nasty to me.
But
anymore.
I would definitely try at least. You know,
If I had one around me, I'd try it too.
Definitely
Yeah,
get their chicken sandwich. Not saying it's better than Popeyes, but it's pretty damn good.
is it good?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
well I'll
try
try
it out.
one. Now,
Popeyes
now
got some good ass shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like
Yeah.
Popeyes.
Oh, yeah, same here. The closest one for me is actually down on Woodman.
Hmm.
And anybody that knows the Dayton area, Woodman is not a good area.
Is it not? Okay.
it's the hood area. All right.
Yeah,
no, no.
there's a
It's not the
Oh, it's
hood
just-
area. No.
Oh,
it's
it's
just
shit- oh.
the traffic's so damn bad, congested that
it's a pain.
it's just like a two-way street for a big ass downtown area. Like
So you sound like he's describing Broad Ripple.
it's so bad.
Yeah, fucking Broad Ripple traffic, and if don't even
And
get
them
me started,
narrow
they got
ass
the-
streets they got in there. It's
Them
like a
streets
little
are small
pedestrian
as
town,
fuck.
but
And you
they got
cars on each side too. Man,
yeah, they're
hell
parked on
no.
both sides, and yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
Parked up on the
Yeah.
curb and everything. Straight up on the
It's
sidewalk.
fancy area though, like if you like coffee shops and hippies and shit like that, that's Broad
Yeah, it is
Ripple,
the
you know?
fancy area. Like they got Metamorphosis, which is a famous tattoo and piercing shop.
Yeah, if that's
So-
where all the head shops are, if you want to buy like bongs and shit.
Yeah, it is. Cookie spots too.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
Crumbles
it's kind of
over there.
like the hippie area, you know, and
Dark went out.
it's like a little pedestrian town. All the streets are super narrow, and it's hard as hell to drive through there.
You gotta have some money to live
Mhm.
there.
Dark,
It's a fancy area.
Dark is going there to get his nipples pierced tomorrow.
Hell no. I think the last time I don't even remember when I last went to Metamorphosis.
I don't go there unless I absolutely have to, and I never have to, so I don't go there.
I mean, the hell, the name right there just screams hippie.
Broad
No,
Ripple, yeah.
it's over. It's over. It's hippiest spot here. Like you can go to Broad Ripple and you know when you're in Broad Ripple. You don't have to walk on the Broad Ripple. You don't have to see this is Broad Ripple. Nothing. You
It's
just
a
know you're in
different
Broad
little,
Ripple.
yeah, it's just different there. Yeah,
It's just
its own little thing.
Yeah.
Trust me, my hometown, Yellow Springs.
Mhm.
Like, if you Google Yellow Springs, you'll see how much of a fucking hippie town that is. That is where
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle lives at right now.
Oh, okay.
So,
So that's like your Broad Ripple, Yellow
It-
Springs. So yeah.
so I know everything about it. Now, Dave Chappelle, who moved in, is buying up old properties and renovating it. He's trying to turn the old firehouse into a comedy club for a small little village. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm just sitting there like, dude, I got chased out of town by high taxes and everything because you're an ass. Now you're gonna do this? What the fuck? Well, this town's great.
See, that sounds awesome to me because I don't live there. I'm like,
Right,
Dave Chappelle has a comedy club. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna
I mean,
meet 'em and then disappear.
we got
Because I love
the-
Dave Chappelle, you know. I'd be like, dude, I want to go. You know, I want to
Like,
live there, but
see-
of course, when you live there, you have to deal with like, I guess you said, you're raising your taxes. And
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Fuck
But-
that.
Everybody always talk about, like, Yellow Springs is stuck back in the 60s. You can just walk down the street smoking a joint. No, you can't. You can try.
Yeah.
But, I mean, always going down to, it's called Glen Forest Nature Reserve. Walk down there, you see motherfuckers, like, either passed out drunk, high as shit, just lost in the woods. And these are the same people that, like, they just want to go meet Dave Chappelle. Meanwhile, Dave Chappelle would pop in town for a quick second, get his coffee, and leave. I ain't trying to see
Right.
these motherfuckers.
Right. Hell no.
He's like, I just want to be left alone. That's
Right.
why I moved to a small town in Ohio.
Like fucking disappeared off the map. And y'all
Mhm.
Yeah.
fuckers are finding them.
Yeah. He's like, I don't live in LA for a reason. Yeah.
I gave him
them
my.
prices are fucking
I gave him
ridiculous.
Comedy Central for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Man, shit. You want to live like that somewhere here in Indiana? You talking about Geis?
Yeah.
Geis, like high prices.
Yeah,
overly
they're all
affluent people and
those.
shit. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Good
multi-million
place,
dollar
don't get me
homes
wrong,
they have
like,
there.
You can go down there. You can go over there, and it's not a bad area. Like, you can feel safe down there. But would I live over there? Hell no.
Yeah, Geist, you gotta have money, dude. They
gotta
got the reservoir. They got all those lakefront houses and stuff.
The lakefronts, the boats,
$4 and
all
$5
kinds
million
of shit.
homes, which sounds, which is a lot in Indiana. It's an expensive ass home.
Yeah, you're top 1% in Indiana if you got one of those
where all
homes.
the big lawyers live, and like the NFL and NBA players and all them. Yeah, they all live in Geist.
So, Bud, we got a little off topic, but
yeah, we just started talking about all the areas. We're just edging towards doxing us.
Yeah. So, the Death Nuts, the Death Nut Challenge.
All right, that's a good segue. We went from edging to Death Nut. Yes.
Would you ever do it again, or something remotely close to it?
No.
Not
that shit hurt, man. That was hot. Have you ever 13 million Scoville? Holy!
I mean,
that was hot. And my dumb drunk ass put the whole freaking all five. I think there were 5 nuts in each section. I took all 5 of those and just.
And you were like, draw. And then your look instantly.
Yeah, it's that meme. It's the meme of the yellow dog. This is fine. With the fire,
And all of a sudden it's like, oh, like your face was like
instant regret.
No. Yeah, instantly. Like it was a split, like right there, like
it was.
I still think the best gif from that whole thing was Bud milking the cow.
Oh God.
So I mean,
that was not my best moment.
Bud classic moments, gotta love them.
But I mean, honestly,
it was innocent.
But to your point, it's like that's one of those things you do, and then afterwards you're like, yeah, that's like one and done. I experienced it.
The Death Nut. Oh yeah.
And you're just like, yeah.
No, I'm glad I did it. It was an experience. It was, and we did it for charity. So, and I always like,
raising
sacrificing my dignity for charity. So that's precisely what we did. And it was, would I do that particular thing again? I'll tell you what, I would do it again before I do them stupid ass nasty jelly beans.
God, yeah.
I'm done with them. The one that Solid does. I'm done with them fucking beans, man.
There you go, Bud. Calling your name.
Yeah. Nope. No. Yeah, I'll do this. I would do the Death Nut challenge again before I would do a Band-Aid bean or a dishwater bean.
He keeps trying to get me to do those fucking jelly. Man, hell no. I hate regular jelly beans.
Or the liver and onions.
Oh, the liver and onions are terrible. Yeah.
Tastes like
burnt rubber. They're all terrible.
Yeah. No, the worst are the slow beans. The ones like, oh, it kind of tastes like this, and then all of a sudden, like it hits you like a freaking waterfall. Like, oh shit!
It's like it's got it all in the center of the bean, and you start getting the outside layers, and you're just in the sugar at that point. Then once you get past the sugar, you get to
that's the worst.
To the filthy, disgusting core, and then that flavor explosion happens in your mouth.
Yep. It's hot in this room right now, so the beans are all warm and nasty. So when you get the instant ones and it's all warm and nasty, it sticks with you. It's like, oh my god,
dude, yeah. Whoever invented Bean Boozle,
they're banned.
They're banned.
I'm getting out the ban hammer.
They're banned permanently.
I see Solid go through some of those, and I'm like, I don't think the good flavors are even worth trying it. Like, I'm not about to throw up on everything on this damn.
The only one of them that isn't, it's like you can't really lose on is them blue ones that are either toothpaste or like a blueberry flavor or something like that.
Yeah, the berry
and
blue.
The toothpaste flavor ain't bad. Yeah, or berry blue, and that's the one bean that doesn't taste. You can win either way, and that's the one bean they only put ever 2 of them in the whole fucking pack.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh no, the dirty dishwater.
Deliberately.
Deliberately, yeah.
Dirty dishwater. I've only had birthday cake once.
I've never had birthday cake.
And it was just like, why? They put so many of those beans in there too. That one flavor.
They love that flavor. It must be cheap to make dirty dishwater flavor beans, I guess.
The number one question always, how the hell do they nail the flavor?
That's the question. That is a good question.
I'll tell you what, I've never actually tasted dishwater, but the taste of it is exactly how it smells.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you know some weirdo had to actually taste that for the profile. I know
Yeah.
somebody put that nasty ass dirty dishwater in their mouth to get their flavor profile.
Experience necessary. You take it on an ad on Craigslist.
Seriously.
Taste tester, yeah.
Here's a dirty sock, and while you're at it, here's a stink bug.
Who's putting socks in their mouth though?
Or
That's
stink bugs.
saying.
who's putting any of this in their mouth? Like,
No doubt.
like there was like grass clipping ones from before. Skunk.
They got one of those guys with what's that? There's that.
Skunk.
What is it? What's it called? Those people that can eat anything. Oh, God, there's a word for it. Medical word. They eat like non-food items. Oh Jesus.
Oh, there was
I
a
know
whole
exactly
show
what
about that.
You know what I'm
shit.
talking about? There's a word for it, and I can't think of it. You know, there are people that eat like cans and shit, like metal or non-food items. Oh Jesus. Pica. It's pica. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. It's called pica. Yeah. So they probably got somebody with pica to taste test the beans.
I suppose, because
Yeah.
honestly, like they really get it down pat. Like you have to think,
Yeah.
they're like, damn, how the hell do they know that it's this gross? That they hit it right on the nose, like what
I'll
it is.
tell you what, man, it's crazy. Yeah, and same thing with that dirty sock being it. You know, if you ever smelled somebody's nasty, cheesy ass sock, if they haven't worn, after gym class or something
know,
like that.
Right.
Yeah,
How the
that's
hell?
what it's like. Oh my
Like-
God, and it's not just that there's that flavor. It's like the flavor. I don't know how else to describe it, but thick.
It's thick. Like
It's
Oh, they
this
hit you.
thick
you can.
flavor that's in your mouth, and it's like
It burns in your like
so
nose. Even like it's
Yeah.
just so bad. I always get it like
that's
right
the
back in
sock
here.
bean
Mm-mm.
specifically. It's like, oh my God.
Exactly. And
It's
then they somehow are
disgusting.
like, and then they're somehow assured people are going to buy this.
And they do.
And they do.
And they do. That's why they exist. Because
Yeah,
we're
that-
idiots and we buy it.
For this-
I
It's
just don't
gone.
get like
Yeah.
whose sock did they fucking use? Who had a dirty ass sock like that laying around?
somebody.
Going to any locker room. Like
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, but dude, I got that. Like you come after sports, that's one thing. So who's going around collecting this shit?
I think
Somebody.
it's Frank's sock.
Always Frank. Everything goes back to Frank.
Well, I'm just
And-
trying to think of who would have a sock like that, and that's the first guy that pops. Well, we'll go with Government. Oh, we'll go with Matt, Government Cheese. We'll
Yeah.
go Government Cheese
Mhm.
because cheese
Oh,
is in his name.
Yeah, but he's too high to even know what the hell is even going on. So maybe that fits why he wouldn't even know that there's a sock missing.
I don't know. It's Rosie O'Donnell's sock. I don't know.
Rosie O'Donnell.
That was the first name that popped in my head.
Hot take.
Hot take. Take that, Rosie O'Donnell. Come at me.
Or that's Bud Cave TV at twitch.tv. Or Kick or YouTube,
You don't want none of this, Rosie.
Twitter.
all the YouTubes.
All the YouTubes. Yes, don't ever come and find me at twitch.tv/BudCaveTV. And don't come and find me at kick.com/BudCaveTV. And definitely don't come and find me at youtube.com/@BCTV420.
You forgot your OnlyFans.
Ooh, OnlyFans, huh?
Or
Didn't
only,
know that.
I don't know what my OnlyFans
Oh,
slash.
God, seeing butts OnlyFans.
Bud's OnlyFans,
man.
Chatterbait,
Yes,
Pornhub,
yes. I go by Harry Hobbit on all of those ones, though.
Ew.
the Kickstarter by That Family Games.
Yes. Oh, God.
I'm going to pick on Paul until he actually starts coming back around. Damn it.
You know, let him be. He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
I gave that man chili.
He's been having, well, I think he got it
He
back,
got,
but
yeah, he got back.
He got it
He's
back.
lost,
He
yeah.
went
Computer
live
issues.
recently.
Yeah, he actually, last time he went live, he got sick or something. So, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sure he's around. He's probably lurking.
Yep.
and
He
Bud,
probably is.
Yes.
of course, we're going to have the audience start asking questions. So type away.
Well, that's right. You said like 20 minutes ago we were going to do chat questions.
Well,
That 30 minutes.
30 minutes, so at least 30 minutes.
Oh, you said we were going to do it at 30.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So while they're typing away, what's your overall experience been like on Twitch? Like,
You mean like has it been overall? It's definitely been positive. You know, it's been
great, good. There's been ups, downs.
Well, yeah, I mean, like with anything else, but overall, it's been very positive. Like I was talking about earlier, I just love the sense of community, in this retro category, and I really enjoy, just playing the games and hanging out with y'all and chatting and so it's definitely been something I've enjoyed, and it's been something that's brought me joy, and I hope that I've been able to bring other people, some level of joy through, streaming and through hanging out on you guys' streams and everybody's channels. I just really love the strong sense of community, and that people are willing to show up and hang out every day, and just say how you doing, or laugh at a stupid joke I make, or me falling in that same fucking hole for the 6,000th time, or whatever game I'm playing. So I mean, that's so I mean, of course, there's frustrations involved with anything. Oh, I'm sorry, God, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That just reminded me of the one of your emotes, the GG for computator, which that's one of the things that became like a meme with falling in the thing. It's like GG, because it's usually meant, of course, for a celebratory thing.
You're welcome.
Started becoming like a
You're welcome for that.
like trolling.
Yeah,
too,
that's
yep.
solid started the whole sarcastic GG computator GG, because I don't know what it is about that computator voice that it sounds.
Because it sounds so dismissive.
It's contextual. It's contextual, actually. When I do something good and you use it, it's like, hey, that sounds very positive. But when I do something bad and you do it, it sounds sarcastic as hell.
Yeah, J. You're
like,
right.
All I can think about is that Reno 911 Quest for Q or Search for Q. Have you seen that one yet? The new movie Reno 911?
No, I saw the first movie they did, and I think I saw all the episodes of the show, but I don't think I saw the other movie.
Dude, I'm not going to spoil it, but you got to see it.
I should. Yeah, I like Reno 911. It's a funny ass show.
I'm surprised.
I remember watching it back on Comedy Central when it first came out, and just laughing my ass off. The whole freaking show is so great.
I think it's still going on too, like the reboot of it.
Oh, are they? Cool, man. I'm so out of the loop. I don't watch TV. I watch Twitch and YouTube. Really, that's what I watch. I don't know why.
Me too.
Yeah, same here. I don't watch mainly if I can't find it on my server, I'm not watching it.
And if I do watch something, it's on my own server. But occasionally I'll be watching Futurama on Hulu. So I do have some streaming services. My wife watches those, but I don't usually.
I mean, one question I think I can think of is that, of course, again, streaming has been a big factor, as you said, in a lot of one through Twitch and Kick and YouTube and other elements of stuff of really engaging and really having content with the community and so forth. Is there anything, Bud, that do you see yourself streaming, indefinitely for all stuff? Or are there ideas or dreams that you have, like maybe that streaming, maybe can be inspiration for you? Because I know there's a lot of different things that I'm sure you've had as inspiration, or different things to come through with, animations and, other things and so forth. Is there anything that maybe streaming does that you feel like you could see yourself maybe as inspiring to forward? Or is streaming all that there probably would be? And is that fun? And is that, what you see yourself with in time?
That's a good question. Streaming, as far as I know, is always at least going to be a part of what I'm doing. Whether or not it will always be the main point of focus for my journey as a content creator, that remains to be seen. Mm-hmm. Because I do have a lot of ideas, floating around, and for doing more video on VOD type content. In other words, YouTube videos, or maybe shorts, or maybe even doing a podcast. And I could see myself transitioning into maybe that as a main focus, and then streaming being supplemental to that. But streaming, I can't ever imagine not doing streaming, at least in some capacity. I think it works very well as, it works very well. I don't know of anything else that works as well as streaming for something like community engagement, or obviously doing things like charity events. There's always going to be room for live content. I love doing live content. Is it, as far as it being the future of what I do, like I said, I don't know if it's always going to be the main focus. but I wouldn't ever say it would is. I wouldn't ever classify it as a secondary focus either. Like I said, it would be something more of a because I think the future of content creation is going to be in content creators being more, and if you're pursuing being a content creator, it's going to require a more rounded approach to what you're doing. In other words, you can't be just doing live streaming and only be doing live streaming. There will always be exceptions to that, and expect to grow past a certain point. And that's where bringing in other avenues of getting eyeballs on you, for lack of a better way to put it, for finding people or being discovered, for discoverability. That's the word I was searching for. And that's probably where, more of the video content, I've been thinking about doing videos on, I don't know, people are usually pretty interested in my controllers, maybe doing a series on retro achievements, maybe doing reaction videos to, I don't know, maybe the latest news it could be retro achievements, it could be gaming in general, it could be a number of things. I haven't decided what exactly the focus of that would be yet, but it would be something related to what I'm already doing, as a way to kind of branch out and kind of broaden the reach, so to speak. So live streaming is definitely not something that is ever going to go away, or at least it's not something I can imagine at this time being something that ever goes away, because it's something I enjoy too much, for one. For another, it's definitely part of a rounded strategy to content creation that I don't see that role diminishing in any way.
There, absolutely.
Still waiting to see if there's any questions from chat, but apparently not. So
That's cool.
I mean, hey, they just want to chill.
We can talk about whatever. How was your day?
Oh, what was your most?
There we go. There's one.
Thank you.
I'll let you read it to me.
What's up, bud? What was your most favorite game to stream, and what game did you hate the most besides Adventure Island?
All right. First off, the whole Adventure Island thing. That's
Dalcom, by the way. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Dalcom. That is. All right, that is a bit tongue in cheek. Okay, the game is frustrating, but I don't hate it as much as I let on. But what game? Okay, so let's do this in the way you asked it. So, what was my favorite game to stream? It's hard to pick one because it depends, on my mood a lot. If it depends on what I'm really into. I love streaming the Zelda games, and I love. I've been loving the Resident Evil series lately. I've even been loving Tales of Fantasia, but I'm not going to give you a cop-out answer. I am going to give you a definitive answer. And that answer is not going to be Chrono Trigger, even though that's my favorite game. I am going to go ahead and say Resident Evil 2 has been my favorite, because I really didn't think that was a game that I was going to be able to badge because of how big the set was, for one, but also it's not a game that was in my comfort zone at the time I had started, or that I even knew very well. But I ended up really enjoying the game and the experience and the playthrough, and getting the badge was very rewarding. To me, a close second to that would be Rocket Knight Adventure, because that was another one I struggled with a lot to get the badge, and when I got it, it was just so, it was just such a, I was just the feeling, I was so elated when I beat the game. It was just such a relief and a joy, because it was such a hard-earned one. And as far as least favorite. Because I have a tendency to like the games I play. So picking a least favorite is going to be difficult. Other than Adventure Island, I would have to say, what was that bus game that I played?
Oh.
There was some game where you play. It was a Game Boy game, and I was a
brandishing bandit or something like that.
Brandishing Racer.
Sir.
And I feel bad for saying it, because it was a viewer request from somebody who really loved the game, but it just didn't click with me. I mean, I beat and badged the game, but it was just one of those things. It's not necessarily that it was a bad game. It just didn't click with me. And I don't know, man. I just, it just, and it could have been even my mood, but it was just one I didn't enjoy during the stream quite as much.
But you're talking to a guy that Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I fucking hated. The Grinch, fucking hated.
Oh.
Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask.
Oh, can I change my answer? Majora's Mask.
See? And it's like
I don't like Majora's Mask.
Okay, so what's wrong with Majora's
I love
Mask?
Zelda, but Majora's Mask, I don't know, man. I just
that
I guess
3
the
days.
story didn't click with me particularly, and the whole thing about the ticking clock with the 3 days and the cycling, it became tedious.
It was just, it was thrown out there as a cash grab.
Yeah,
That's all it really was.
it was like a mod of the original game, I guess. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I didn't like the whole ticking clock and the resetting and the story. I mean, I see where they were going with it, but it just didn't jive with me that well.
Right. Skull Kid
that is a
was.
common criticism.
So, I mean, has there ever been a time where you wanted to give up on doing a set for RA?
Oh, sure. Yeah. There were times during Rocket Knight Adventure I wanted to give up, especially when there was that one level I was working on for like 3 days in a row, and just 4 hours, three. No, it's yeah, three. It was like I was doing 4 to 6 hours. I don't remember how long the streams I was doing, but it was between 4 and 6 hours a day. And it took me 3 streams to get it, maybe 4 even. It took me a lot to get through that particular level. And there were times during that I was like, man, I just can't do this anymore. I was stressed. It was frustrating the hell out of me. But I really liked the game a lot, and I really was determined that I was going to badge it. For one thing, I think it was because I wanted to badge it because I heard that Sarconius hadn't badged. I was like, oh, I can badge something Sarconius hasn't badged. I was like, how cool would that be, right? Like I did it a little bit for a little bit. I mean, not really that it was going to give me a lot of clout, but it was like, hey, that's kind of cool, So
it's a nice chip. It's a nice chip on the shoulder,
it's nice it's a nice little notch on the belt or whatever, and I was like, a notch on the belt, that sounds sexual. Never mind.
Oh my!
I mean, Sarconius. I mean, not a bad looking guy, but anyway, I was.
He has rights.
Yeah, I got my rights, but I don't want to don't play the game anyway. But no, it was something that it was hard, and I wanted to give up on it at times, but those were usually short-lived moments, and then I just kept going and I kept pushing it. I kept pushing and I kept going until I got the thing. Hell, there was times during Elysia Dragoon, one I badged recently, where I was like, this is hard. I'm going to say there's probably a time in almost every one of them I do. At least there's some time during this process where I'm like, God, I don't want to fucking do this. I can't do this no more. It's too much, but I push through it and I get it done. It might take me a while, but I get there, and it's always, I'm always glad I did when I do. But yeah, there's been a lot of times I would say that I would get to the point where a game is just beating the absolute shit out of me, and I'm just like, man, I want to just put it down and do something else. Mega Man 4 was doing it with me too, actually, recently. The game I'm working on now, when I was trying to get that Ringman stage damageless, you have to do the whole stage from the start of the stage, buster only, no damage, all the way to the boss door. And that level has it's a Ringman level. There's 4 mini bosses you got to deal with. There's these stupid turrets that have this stupid RNG patterns that shoot at you that you got to get around, and there's all kinds of insta death in it. And it took me a long time to get that one, but I got that achievement, and now I don't have to do that one anymore. But that was a time recently that it happened.
Pain.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a game you absolutely refuse to stream, no matter how many times someone begs you to?
You know the answer to that.
Hey, Dalcow asked, not me.
That's not Adventure Island.
Oh, that's not Adventure Island. Okay, I forgot we were doing chat questions. That I refuse to play or badge? Stream. She said stream. Okay. I don't know. I guess it depends on the reason why. I mean, if there's a game that I just don't want to because I'm just afraid of it, no. Would I do color a dinosaur? Probably not, because there's no challenge in it. It's to me, it's like a participation trophy, and not that there's I know people get it as a meme and stuff like that, and that's fine. And I don't know. That's probably one I wouldn't do, just because.
Hey, I did the Rick Ashley because of the meme.
It's almost like a point of pride that I don't have it.
That's me. That's me. That's my thinking too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that it's just too easy. It's just, it's like a gimme. And, I've definitely already done things that were harder than that. And so it's like, why would I bother? Unless I was just doing it as a meme, and I'm not really into doing it as a meme.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bud, coming close to the end here. So, anything you would like to say, mention, anything for the future?
Just that this has been fun. Congratulations on your first podcast episode. I'm really, and I mean that I'm honored that, you guys wanted me to be your first guest. I hope I didn't ruin the whole thing and get it canceled. And if I did, then congratulations on an amazing final episode of your podcasts. And
I really wish I would have said the same thing to you because I was your final guest on your podcast.
you were you?
Yep,
He was.
He was.
that's why I wanted you on first.
He was the final guest.
I didn't realize
The end is the beginning
that.
is the end.
That is wow. I feel like I feel like it's all part of like the circle of life. I think we should break out into song, but I don't know what to sing.
Hakuna Matata.
Kumbaya. No,
I was purposely avoiding that. That's the circle of life in podcasting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I just don't want to pay any royalties to Elton John or Disney.
Yeah, that's not. No.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody on this podcast got the money for that.
Nope.
No.
the bitch would be back. The bitch would be back.
We're getting all the yes. But yeah, no, seriously though, congratulations on your podcast. I hope you guys do many more. I really enjoyed the segment in the middle where you guys were, just kind of rolling off the cuff with your news presentation. I like the round table. I like that Captain Dark has an apple in his mouth for some reason. Even though it's anything coming up for me? I mean, other than what I've already discussed now, I mean, just keep an eye out on the channel, make sure you follow these guys and, on their channels too. And, you can come follow me on, all of my channels. And I look forward to hanging out with y'all and many, many more years of streaming and having fun.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
next week we should be having Lifted Senses on. So that should be another good fun one. And Gal, Dark, once again, thank you guys for hanging out also.
Always a pleasure.
Glad to be here.
And Bud, tomorrow, best of luck to you. Or Mega Man 4.
Yeah, I'll be working. Delka has another question.
Oh, she was asking if it was an apple. No, it's his mouth.
It's his mouth.
Oh yeah, it's the mouth. It's not really an apple.
It's him going,
Perfect mouth.
I just wanted that clarification to be put out there. I still say it's an apple. To me, it will always be
It
an
really
apple.
does look like an apple, though. That's the
It does.
fun part.
well, I don't think I'm going to be rating anybody anyways, because, do they even rate after podcast? Like, that, I don't know.
That's
Really?
up to you, man. You don't. Yeah, I
it's
don't
up to
remember
you.
that. I don't remember really doing raids after
I
our
don't think
podcast.
You
but
really
Yeah.
should raid.
I don't think there's. I don't think it's wrong to raid or not to raid.
Yeah. Throw up
There's
the,
no rule.
well, throw up the BRB screen, and maybe I'll raid, maybe I won't. I don't know.
Stay tuned to find out.
Stay tuned till next week.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, you guys
That.
have a solid night.